Well, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Smitty. We're still in the middle of this 4L60E build, and today we're going to dive into the valve body. Have you seen in previous video where we're getting into the installing the sonnax, however you want to say it, SureCure kit. We need a couple of reamers, which I don't have right now, and we're seeing which way we're going to go to it, but we need to see if this valve body has been modified or not. If it's been modified, then we're not going to have to do much to it, and we can just use that same valve body and go on with something else. So that's what we're going to get into. So this is going to get complicated, and y'all are going to want to pay attention. Lots of little pieces in a valve body, and it could be badly screwed if it doesn't get put back in the way it's supposed to, and some things that you got to look out for. So if you like the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get the latest videos when I upload them, and like and share with all your friends. Share it for me a bunch. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, first things first, I like to lay down white towels when I do valve bodies. It makes it easier to see what you're working with. And the towels will keep the valves and stuff from rolling all around. And there's reference materials out there on the web, and you know, you can get an ATSG guide. And here's your valve body. Alright, since we're taking all this apart, we need to take all of our solenoids out. These two are your shift solenoids here. That's your pressure control solenoid. Then you've got a torque converter clutch pulse width modulated solenoid, and then you have a 3-2 downshift solenoid. There was a note in here to make sure that this is not a service valve body. Okay, you're supposed to look at the ID casting. This is an 03 valve body, which that would be okay because it's an 04 truck. And they say if it's got a... Okay, this is a service valve body. That was one of the notes that I just ran across. Right here, it says serve on it, which means this valve body has already been modified from the factory. So there's some special steps that we got to do when we're doing this modification to the valve body. Let me see if I can find it here. And this can be difficult to show you guys, it really is. Alright, take your pressure switch off. Oh wow, that's tight. Pull that dude off of there. Well, that's not good. Definitely going to need a pressure switch now. They're not supposed to pull apart like that. Alright, once you get that off, pull your detent spring off for your selector. Get that off out of the way. Then grab you a pick or something to pull your solenoids out. And again, I always like to put the spring back on the solenoid. It's best if you keep your finger over the top of it so it doesn't go flying. Man, that's stuck in there. And the shift solenoids don't matter which bore you pull them out of, as long as you stick them back in there, because they're both the same. And then your pressure control solenoid, it's got a little 8mm bolt that holds it in. Pull that dude out. You want to look at your screens to make sure you don't have a bunch of debris on it. These are pretty clean, so we're going to be replacing this anyway. They're not that expensive and they're well worth it. Okay, pull your manual valve out here. It just slides right out. Just set it off to the side on your towel. And then that come out of your regulator right there. So just go ahead and lay it off to the side with the spring. And the other valve can come out the other side, obviously, but spring goes on there like that. Alright, let's go ahead and pull your cover off here. Now this is under spring pressure, so you kind of want to gradually walk it off. Alright, just lay your cover off to the side. Your spring, your pin, and your piston. And surprisingly enough, whoever was in it did not change this piston out, which usually you're supposed to. Pull it out like that. Pull your spring, and you're going to have a valve right here. Just a little valve. Always put your spring back on the way it come off, that way you don't forget how it goes. And then you're ready to take apart the rest of the valve body. So if you can see down in there, there's roll pins that you want to get out, and they only come out from one way, but you can use a punch or a flat blade screwdriver to get like this end one out. Just pry against it and it'll come out the valve body side. Alright, we're going to get this valve assembly on the end out. It's kind of sticky in there. So we'll get a flat blade screwdriver. See if we can get it to move, which it doesn't seem like it wants to move very easy. Sometimes you can get underneath of it and pull it out. pretty stuck-it-did. Wow. That dude was stuck in there pretty good. When they stick like that, you need to wipe them off and look at the outside case on them real good. And it's got some wear in it. If you look right there, you can see how it's kind of shiny. And then just make sure this valve moves in and out nice and easy. And it does. Alright, there's going to be a spring down in that hole. So just flip it over. And there's your other valve. So just like I said, keep all this together. The little spring will go there and that valve sits on there like that. This is your actual shift valve. It fell out. Alright, so we got one more to get out of this hole. I'm pretty sure that that's everything in there. Nope, there's another valve in there. There it goes. There's your other valve. And like I said, don't get too discouraged if you can't remember how that goes, because there's always resources and stuff that you can look up, see how the valves go in there. Looking in the side here to see if we can still got valves sticking in there. Alright, we got one that's got a roll pin right here. You need to get that roll pin out, and it comes out this side here. So you can find the back side of it, and you can see the roll pin right there. So get you a small punch. Make sure you put your finger over this hole when you push this roll pin out. You don't want that valve to go flying, because most of the time they're under pressure. And that one was. get them to stick a little bit like that. Like I said, a lot of times you can take a little screwdriver and get down in there and push the plunger out. You can walk the valve out. Get to a certain point, you can use your pick. There you go. Just like that. There's your next valve. Alright, that's it for that side. So let's work on this other side. Now these have got clips in them. Right down in these slots there's clips. That's what you got to take out. Again, put your thumb over the top of it to keep it from flying out. Sometimes even doing that, you'll still get them to fly out. Go. Clip together with your valve. Get that out. There's your spring. That valve to come out of there. There's that one, and there's that valve. Y'all, I'm just walking these valves out of here. This one looks like it's been played with. It's a steel valve. You're just gonna have to walk them out. Because sometimes they don't like to just fall out of there. Okay, got one more. Okay, that's definitely not a factory valve. So this one's definitely been replaced. But it seems to me like there's a spring maybe missing. Well, there's a spring inside of there. I can compress it. Interesting. Alright. We are valve and spring free, I think. Nope, we got one more. I missed the pressure control solenoid. Right here. Clip right down in there. There's a spring. Should be one more valve in there. There it is. Alright, now we are valve free. Let's say the battery must have gone dead. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are valve free. So now we need to see which valves have been modified. You can see we've got them all laid out right down there. Oh, looky there, there's still a valve in there. I missed one. Just cleaning up the valves, y'all. Alright, now that we got all that cleaned up, we're going to change our towels out. So we got some clean towels to work on. In fact, we really don't need the towels, since we're going to be working right on top of everything's cleaned up, so we don't need anything to soak up. It's the only thing bad about brake wash, it sure turns your hand pasty white. Alright, so according to this, the valve that we're going to do, TCC regulator and accumulator feed limit valve. And the accumulator feed limit valve is going to be this one right here. So, packaging pocket 6. That's kind of neat how they've got it labeled. So we're going to grab our bag of goodies here. Since this has been a service valve body, we may not have to ream the valve, or the bore in the valve body. 2, 10, make sure that's the only thing we need. 9, that's all we need. Alright, so yes, I have pictures. I'm not afraid to admit it. When you mess with a valve body, you don't do these every day, so I mean, it's not like you can just whip it out and know exactly it. I don't care how good you are. And there's supposed to be some plugs in this kit. There's a plug kit. I think this one's been modified quite a bit. So this is some sort of updated valve that somebody's done. It goes in this feed. And we're gonna get ourselves a little bit of fluid. You don't want to put these in dry. Well, that freaking slid right down in there. And since this one's got a little O-rings on there, we're going to try to do it with just fluid. See if we can't slide that dude back in there. Yep, that's how it's going to be. Alright, so clip in there. Okay, that dude's in there. So that had an aftermarket valve on it. So what's the other one they want you to put in? That must be part of another kit. Because it's not something that was installed here, and I don't see it being, that definitely wouldn't, I don't think that was anything factory. I think somebody's added that kit. Or it could have been something that was done in the service valve body. You just really never know. Like I said, this one had been into before I got it. That's the converter regulator is what that was there. Okay, so I guess next one we're going to do is the AFL. We'll see if we can do the AFL one, which that is going to be right here. So let's find the AFL valve, which I do believe is this one right here. Yep, we're going to need the reamer for this one. We're going to have to ream that hole out, because it's definitely not big enough. Alright, so we know where we're set with it. We're going to have to get the reamer kit to be able to do any good. Underneath the plastic here, we've got the main body of the transmission put together. And we got a goodie box here from Sonnax. What we decided to do, the Shear Cure kit requires the original valve body to be reamed out. The reamers are kind of pricey. If we were to buy the reamers for it, we'd be looking at another about $500 for the reamers. They're really expensive, and the reason why they're really expensive is that they're a machine tool. In other words, I mean, it takes some tooling to do it. It's like having something made out of CNC machine, same thing. So that's why they're so expensive. So what we figured out that it was actually going to be cheaper to replace the valve body with all the sonnax stuff already in it.
versus buying the tools and modifying our existing valve body. The whole valve body was like $220, which that's not bad at all. It was much more reasonable than buying the reamers and doing it ourselves. So it's a way to save some bucks. Plus it comes with new solenoids and PC solenoid, and it's supposed to have the switch plate, internal mode sensor, mode switch, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so let's get this box open, find out what's inside. I had to turn the fan on, so if you hear some wind noise, I apologize, but it is just absolutely blistering humid out here today. It's pretty brutal. We actually got some rain today, which we needed badly. I don't know what I did with my razor knife. I guess a pick it is. Warranty pamphlet. All sonnax remanufactured valve bodies are backed by a limited warranty. During the first year, defective valve bodies will be replaced free of charge. After the first year, valve bodies may be returned for repair or replacement, with only the cost of the customer being the shipping charges. That's not too bad. Alright, so they give you a plastic bag to send your core back in. Well, that's just the packing. Alright. Oh, big Ziploc baggie. Get a diaper around it. Very nice, very nice. Okay, they flattened, surfaced this side, which is very nice. You can tell, here's one of the valves that's in the SureCure kit. They've replaced that one, and that's on your pressure control solenoid. That valve there has been replaced. What else can I see? And this is supposed to have a pinless fourth accumulator too, and I don't know if you see in that hole or not. To me, it doesn't look like it's got the pinless accumulator. That doesn't really matter that much anyway, because that one is just the Ford. That's the Ford accumulator to keep it from banging in gear. To me, it looks like it's got the factory solenoid in it. That's fine. I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything. I mean, that one's not as critical as the other ones. So we need to actually check our spacer plate and make sure that it's modified correctly. So I'm gonna grab that and we'll go from there. Okay, well, I'm gonna end this video off here. Because otherwise it's going to be entirely too long, and some of you are not going to be interested in this. If you made it this far in the video, great. I know it's kind of tedious and boring, but you know, I really think y'all all ought to be able to see all that. I mean, you know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know how to do it any other way. So anyway, if you did like the content, please consider subscribing, hit that notification bell so you get all the latest updates. Smash the like button, share it and comment. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video. With that being said, y'all take care of each other, take care of yourself, God bless you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.